Okay, the V or the W sound comes from an akkar in Punjabi which is called Vavvaa. Okay, but before we do that, let's do a quick review. You know these four? You now know 8. Here's 9 Babba, 10 Tatta, 11 Dadda, Lalla is 12, Chacha, Jajja. You know a lot of akkar. You can count them yourself. We stopped at Tatta. And now we're going to do Vavvaa or V or Vavvaa. Okay? Well, interestingly enough, Vavvaa and Vavvaa or W are very similar. So those are sounds that you will have heard in English. So I'm actually going to take the W and turn that into a Punjabi akkar. So here's what we're going to do. Let's start with our usual W. And I'm going to turn it on its side so it's sticking out the way it's looking right now. Now imagine that in order to turn this into an akkar, guess what I have to do? I got to give it a couple of top lines, right? It's got to have some top lines, and there they are. I give them the top line and a little jiggle down, and you can see that the basic shape is already forming. And now what I have to do is, of course, I have to squish it and mold it and shape it and give it some of the curves that it needs. But there you are. That's Vavvaa V. Vavvaa V. And you can see, even if you turn your head sideways and you look at it, you'll see it's got a fair bit of W in it. So just remember, W became Vavvaa V. Okay? Let's practice this one. Repeat after me. Vavvaa V. Vavvaa V. Vavvaa V. Vavvaa V. Okay, how do we write Vavvaa? Really simple. Start the line, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, go all the way over. And once you are all the way over, you know you need some space. So you move over a little bit so that all the akkar is towards the left-hand side. So you drop your line and now you start to go over. See how you go over? And of course, you don't go past the line on the left-hand side. You turn around and you come back until you are all the way back. Okay? So there's the first part of the shape. Now you start just a little bit down below from where the U is on the left-hand side. See? Start that and now cut over. Okay? And there you have it, Vavvaa V. See how easy that was? It's a sort of a W on its side, but you really do like a U and then do a little cut over and give yourself another short space, and that is Vavvaa V. Okay, let's write this one together. Let me go over to our trusty whiteboard, blackboard, marker. Here we go. I'm going to start with green this time. So let's go. I'm going to do exaggerated, Vavvaa V. So again, there's my point, right? And I'm going to go down. I'm going to go down, give myself some space. I'm going to go all the way over, and I'm going to curve around, but I'm not going to go past the line. I'm going to come back, and I'm going to stop here. So again, I'm lined up with this. Okay, so there's the first part. Now what I do is right here. See that point right there? I start there, and I give myself this shape, and there you have it, is the start of my first Vavvaa. Of course, it needs some straight lines and some nicer shape, but you know, it's the basics. We start with the basics first. Okay, so again, my line, I come down, Vavvaa V, Vavvaa V, Vavvaa V, Vavvaa V. Okay, there's Vavvaa. Didn't go over enough, made it too long, so it became like squinchy, right? It's too squishy. I need to make it a little bit more space or a little bit smaller. So let's go with yellow and let's see if we can do better. Let's do this together. Vavvaa V. Vavvaa V. I'm going to make it bigger this time. Vavvaa V. Vavvaa V. To keep the proportions. Vavvaa V. Vavvaa V. Vavvaa V. Vavvaa V. Okay. That's looking better. See, these were too narrow right there. I made it way too narrow, and then of course it became way too long. So this has got more about the right proportions. And by the way, Vavvaa, it's going to take you some time to practice, because what you'll see is it's got so many lines compared to some of the other akkar. So it's going to take some time. Vavvaa V. But again, just remember, Vavvaa V. Do what you can. Practice, practice. Vavvaa V. Vavvaa V. Vavvaa V. Vavvaa, v. Vavvaa, v. I like that one. Okay, so you know what to do. Again, we start off just like I did. Do the best you can, and don't worry about it. Then try another shape, see and compare it to the vava that you see on your screen when you look at the at your lesson. And here it got a little too big because I was now trying to make it big because over here I'd squinched it too much. Here's what it should look like roughly. Now I would say this guy, if it was a little bit narrower, it'd be a lot better. But for our first time doing this, it is pretty good. Okay, well, you already know. Oh, well. Well, very well. Okay, you need to write this 10 times, if not more, to get it down. Make sure you write and speak and write. That's what Vavvaa looks like. Thank you so much for your time. We are quite well along in terms of our lessons. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you again soon.